Hi, welcome to the How-To channel. In this video I'm going to be trying to fix a problem with a Saturn SW1, and the problem is the belt is really loud, or the pulleys are squeaking. Something's making a lot of noise anyways. I'll show you the noise in a minute, and I'll try to use the parts off that car right there, which is 2000 Saturn SL1. The SL1 and SW1 use the same motor. It's 1.9 single overhead cam. So for my parts car here, I've already taken the old hood off it and swapped it over because this was the hood from the SW that I just showed you, and it has a big hole in the corner here. And I was kind of surprised to find out that the hood's actually a different size. It's bigger on the SL than it is on the SW. This might be because the SL I took the hood off of is a 2000 model, and this is a 97, so I'm not sure if they maybe just changed the body style between those years, or if the SL just had a bigger hood by design. So in any case, this is the hood from the SL, and it does work. It's open right now, but if I lift it up here and close it, it does lock shut. Just overlaps a little bit at the edges here. But it works for now, and there's no holes in it. And I'll show you the noise it's making when it starts. So that's the noise it's making, and as far as I can tell, it's coming from the idler pulley, which is right here. That's just from listening to it. And if I pull the belt a little bit, I don't know if you can hear that noise, but it's making a little scraping, grinding noise, and it seems to be coming from the idler pulley. And also it looks a bit loose. If I just give it a little push here, it's moving around, so I'm pretty sure that's the pulley it needs. So we're going to go over to the SL, take the part off it, and I'll come back here and install it. Some more parts I took off this parts car here. There is the tie rod end and the control arm, ball joint, which goes from here to that bracket back there. I'll probably be making a video soon on how to replace those parts also. But to start with, on the parts car, that just broke off, whatever that's for. Looks like a ground for something. Anyways, we're going to start by taking off this bracket here. Okay, all three bolts are loose. That thing just lifts out. Pretty sure this splash guard comes off, and you can get up in there with the socket wrench to loosen up the tensioner. So I'll take the splash shield off now. So I just ended up ripping the splash shield off. I just left that clip in place. This is just the parts car anyways, but now I can get up to the tensioner pulley. It's going to be hard to get this on camera, but I've just got an adjustable wrench here, and that goes on the pulley. If I move the wrench a little bit, as if I were tightening it, it moves the pulley and the belt, and that should be enough hopefully to allow me to slip it off. Okay, so that was actually really easy to do. I just reached under here, loosened the tensioner, and then with my right hand on top here, I just pulled the belt out from underneath the idler pulley, which is the one that we're going to be replacing. So I'll just set that over here for now. Alright, so I've got a bit more room to work here. I've jacked this up a little bit, and this is almost, it hasn't cleared this area, but it's a lot closer, so it should be a lot easier to get to that 13mm bolt on the idler pulley. So how I did that is I just got a regular tire bottle jack and just jacked up the oil pan on the one side of the engine there, jacked it up a couple inches because those first bolts we took off, and this first piece here, this is the motor mount. So with this off, there's nothing holding the motor in place on the one side here, so you just lift it right up. That's a 13mm socket, which I've got on the pulley bolt, and it clears this just barely. It's right below it, so I'm going to try and sneak my socket wrench now through the bottom here. And I did try this, by the way, before jacking up the engine, and there simply wasn't enough room to squeeze the wrench by. There we go. So nothing's been done to this car yet. I've just popped the hood. Alright, so the first thing to do to replace or install idler pulley on a Saturn S Series is remove the passenger wheel. The jack point I use on this car is right behind the wheel. If you look up, there's the plastic part that runs below the door here, and there's one gap in it right there. So I always try and get the jack as close to this rail as I can right there and lift it up. And we'll need the jack again later to lift the engine, so I've got a jack stand here. And the jack stand I like to place right under here somewhere, under this frame rail. So right away I can tell this clip's different, looks broken, or maybe it was removed before. Actually it was, because this isn't clipped in or anything, so just try and get this out. So there we go. So the next thing we do is put a wrench on the tensioner pulley on the bolt, and just going to tighten that a little bit, which will loosen the belt. So this time I'll try and place the camera on top to show what I'm doing. What I'm going to try and do is when I loosen the tensioner pulley, I'm going to reach up with my right hand and just knock this belt off the idler pulley right there. And that's it. As you can see, that's fairly easy to do. Now we'll remove these bolts. So these were 15mm. I think these were all 15mm actually. We're just going to go underneath and jack up the motor. So I've got the jack right beneath the oil pan, and I'm jacking it up on the side of the oil pan closest to the passenger tire, because that's the side of the motor that we want to lift up the most. So that looks to be about the same level as the other one, so I'm trying to get that off now. Got my 13mm socket on there. And here it is. So hopefully this is the one that was making the noise. When I hold the old one by the bearing and spin it, you can feel it grinding on the inside. The one I took off the other car doesn't do that, so fairly certain that's how it is. Looks like you could just do the bearing and the pulley too if you had a bearing for it. So I'll put this pulley on, tighten it up. Okay, new pulley's on. And the belt looks like hasn't moved too much, so I'll just make sure it's on all the pulleys where it should be and try and position that down where it should be. So I'll drop the motor back down now so it's easier to get to the tensioner pulley. Remove the tension on the pulley. Alright, so the belt's back on. I'm just making sure everything's lined up where it should be. And we can go ahead and reinstall the motor mount now. So again, these are 15mm bolts, all 5 of them. Alright, so my battery's about to die, but that's all you do. Tighten up these 5 bolts out. And I'll jack it up again a little bit. Take the jack stand out, put the tire back on. One thing I forgot to mention a second ago is just make sure you put the splash shield back on as well. Much better. So that's it. That's how you replace either pulley on a Saturn S Series car. Saturn SC, SL Series, or SW. I hope this video helped, and as always, thanks for watching.